Peace and blessings to all my brothers out there, man. I just want to drop some knowledge, you know what I'm saying? It's Bsun. Sexual control. Sexual control. I know I talk a lot about self-control, but sexual control affects a lot of men's lives, y'all. Practice on controlling your sexual demons, on your sexual control that you have within you. We all men, we have them. Sometimes we look at women and we fascinate. Sometimes we look at women through this phone and we fascinate. Fellas, practice self-control, okay? A lot of times that we be spending on here, man, you know what I'm saying? If you're watching pornographic material, too much of that is not good for you. It's not healthy. It's not building. Now, if you with your partner and y'all building a relationship, that's one thing, okay? Or if you practicing your sexual acts amongst yourself, you know what I'm saying, as far as how to utilize your growing area. There ain't nothing wrong with that. The butt part is, man, there's a lot of guys out here, man, that are paying for women. They getting them flown in. They're developing relationships with them so fast that they're creating life to where now they wishing that they never would have met this person. Now their lives is ruined. Now everything that they didn't build is just being destroyed because they didn't practice control. They didn't practice that sexual control. So fellas, ain't nothing wrong with it. Take your time, okay? Ain't nothing wrong if you gotta sit there and say, you know what, I am not gonna look at this type of pornographic material to make me always think it's some sexual behavior. You feel what I'm saying? Try not to let this phone become the power of you. A lot of brothers out there can track things in the process, but they don't talk about that. Sexual transmitted diseases. When you look at cities like Houston, highly infested with syphilis. Jacksonville, Florida, Miami, Florida. I can go on and on and on about the cities throughout America, man. But I just say this to my young brothers, man. Practice that self-control. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I know she might be everything that you desire in that moment, but you don't know her. It takes time to get to know people, okay? Sometimes we make the wrong decision with the head down there, and that affects us long term for the rest of our life. And now this head right here is being overly worked and thinking so hard and you're stressed. No, that's not living life. Living life is when you have control, man. So young fellas out there, man, practice self-control. Ain't nothing wrong with it. We all human. We gonna have sexual desires. You feel what I'm saying? But you gotta have self-control so you don't mess around and be in a position, because also, it's a lot of young brothers out there catching charges. You can Google right now, when you look at athletes, when they leave their home and they 18, 19, they go to these different cities and they get in relationships, and all of a sudden it's a rape charge. Sometimes, fellas, we have to think with this head. You have, unfortunately, to my brothers out there, unfortunately, young black men, there are women out here that have intent to do harm towards you. Whether they want to do harm towards you to see your life affected for whatever it is you're trying to do, and they know if you get me pregnant, there is a possibility that you won't be able to complete this task, what you're trying to complete. There is a possibility that if you contract this sexually transmitted disease, you're going to feel the effects of them physically and also psychologically. So fellas, man, be preventative, protect your body. We get one body. You don't get two penises. You don't get another attachment where a penis can be sewed on. No. You want to protect your body, not just mentally, not just spiritually, but also physically. A lot of y'all still growing. Ain't nothing wrong with saying, okay, I don't know my status and I need to know what's going on inside of my body. But a lot of y'all not growing at a healthy pace because you have bacteria and viruses that's still inside of your body that you haven't been tested for, because you deal in high-risk behavior. There is nothing wrong with starting practicing that self-control right now. It's not the end of the world. It's not going to stop your life. Many brothers, man, they lose their life when they find out that the woman is pregnant, or they find out all the things when you having sex that could possibly happen, like pregnancy, sexual transmitted diseases, and kids born out of wedlock. Even emotions, the emotions that are attached because you're giving your energy away. Protect yourself. Save yourself. Save yourself for the right queen. That's all I'm going to say with this, family. Blessings to you. Stay focused, code and conduct, self-control. I cannot repeat that word enough. Self-control. There are so many young black men out there that's given opportunity and they messing it up. They giving financial bags and they messing it up because they don't have that control of themselves sexually. Look at a lot of artists. Look at a lot of musicians. Look at a lot of the athletes. You guys can learn from them. Ain't nothing wrong looking at other men's mistakes saying, wait a second. If he would have thought with this head and took his time, a lot of things could have been avoided. And I don't want that to be in y'all position because me, myself, like I say, I got a story to tell. But I'm only here to be solution orientated to my younger brothers out there. And that one solution that I'm always going to practice until the death of me is self-control. So practice self-control of your sexual desires. Practice it. Masturbate. Ain't nothing wrong to masturbate. I'd rather masturbate than I see a beautiful, attractive lady and I go into her and she, you know what I'm saying, we get together and I quite don't know her status. No, that's not healthy. That's too high risk. You want to protect your body, okay? I say that to all my young brothers out there, stay focused. Protect yourself. Self-control. This is Bsun. Blessings.